My phone is like vibrating.
Maybe you should try to find out if there is a way to fix that.
I did. I need to free up 4 gigabytes. That's not easy when I filled my phone. I've deleted so many videos, and it's, I mean, not videos, but, and then I'm still stuck. So,
Might have to buy you a new phone.
if you want to buy me a new phone, I would see that was fun. No, it's not that old anyway. It just needs space, but for some reason, it's not working. So, hello.
Hello.
So why are you standing here looking like a wet dog? Look, the beautiful Pat Benatar hat I made for him. You want to say hi?
Hi.
And then why am I ditching you? For a little bit?
Because she's trying to do needle binding without being interrupted by semi-drunk or fully drunk Vikings.
Now there's a group in, so we're saying hi to Karl, then we're going to ditch him, and then we'll find him again later. And my little buddy Trym.
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 Is that his name?
Trym, yeah.
Yep.
He's so cute. He's going to kick your ass later. Have you been practicing?
Let's put it like this. He has some kind of... how do I say this diplomatically? He has some unique stances when he is fighting that I don't think is going to catch on.
Does he? Okay. So this will be fun. How old is Trym, by the way?
Trym is what?
Somewhere around 10, I think.
Yeah.
9, 10? Yeah, something like that.
And his spare attack is like this.
Karl's going down. Karl's going down. Oh, so you guys get to fight a little bit later. Okay. Anyway, I have to say hi. They're all saying hi, by the way. Hi from Texas. Oh my God, they're still cooking over there. Okay, so I'm going to show you one thing in the shop, and then we'll go outside for a little bit so that the people in the village who are here, let's see if I can get the gimbal to fix. There I am. So the people that are in the village have a chance to empty out before I go back in Viking with a telephone. Okay, we'll turn it. I did something finished today. You have to see. Well, not today. I finished it actually 2 days ago. Check it out. I was a bit more bold with the colors. But there's, you know, I'll never be 100% satisfied with my things. So this guy is a little snake in himself. That's it. So I tried to make him in opposite colors than the rest of them. But I think I still want to go a bit more to separate him. I think he doesn't stand out quite enough. But I'm very happy that I took a chance and used really different colors now. Because in my opinion, I thought that the orange and the yellow would have been very different, but they actually kind of blend in together. So the blue was a bold move, and now I think I might have to make myself one of these. But I think I might want to make, like I said, the first snake come out a little bit more. So tell me, anytime you make something that's really, really beautiful, how many of you wish you would have done one thing just a little bit different? I'm never satisfied, but everyone else is. Okay, we can go outside. But we'll look at me, so let's see. We'll look at me though, so we don't bug anybody else. Okay, see you tomorrow. See you. I think it might rain, so it'll be interesting to see if I get stuck in the rain. It's been raining a lot this week. There we go, I'm ready. Oh, I need to repair lots of things. Gentle mode thing fixed. So you can see the sun has gone down. It's over there. It's headed over to Raymond. And if you notice that everything's looking a little bit more orange and yellow than before. So the leaves are starting to change now. There we go. Oh, one day you're going to do a jumper, says Torin. Oh, it's a sweater. It's not for the faint of heart, but it's great. Let's see. We'll look over here, and then we'll go down to the fjord and walk back again, and maybe they'll be emptied by then. This one, sorry, there we go, has been avalanching quite a bit this week. We've had lots of rain, but that one is usually not too big of a deal when it avalanches. If it comes down really hard, though, it'll block off the ferry for a little bit. So who do we say hi to? And by the way, and if you have not said hello and where you are from and how hot it is where you are, or cold or whatever, we're going to feel left out. So you make sure you say hi. Hi, Nell. And Raymond is here. Nell is from Finland, by the way. I notice this bounces a lot more when I'm... Let's see, try this again. Trying to walk and read at the same time. Raymond just finished his pouch I thought I read for Easter, for his e-reader. In Osla stitch, oh my God, you're brave. Osla stitch is not easy. It's nice. It's not for the faint of heart though, because it's so slow. But it's so beautiful when it's done. It's such a nice thick fabric. Albert is here, and Garcia is here. Albert is in Norway. Garcia's in Holland. Holland. She's from Harlan. No. And Torn's here from Texas. Kiwi's from Bergen. Hello. And Kaya from Tredje, with a suspiciously same last name as Karl. Oh, nice. Oh, like Kiwi's bicycle sweater. Oh, that thing is amazing if you haven't seen that. It has such a perfect fit. So anyway, yeah, what did you guys do this week? We got rained on a lot, but no big avalanches this week. I don't know if you can hear Jose playing in the background. We'll look up here though, because we're passing tourists again in a second. A Viking with a telephone. I just got filmed. There you go. A Viking with a telephone and glasses. I'm gonna make somebody's photo album look great. So one thing to know about grass on the roof, by the way, you have to have, if the roof is too steep, you have to have some places to hold it, little supports in there to keep it from sliding down the roof. And we'll see an example of that soon. I don't know if you can see above the ladder there. It's because there's nothing to support it from sliding it all the way down, so they're in the process of fixing that. But that's what it looks like under the grass if you have a modern solution. If you have a Viking solution, it's like 10 layers of bark to do that. But anyway, grass roof. Oh, we'll look up a bit. I think you just realized I was filming. Okay. So what are you guys working on today, and who is done with the pink project? I gotta admit I haven't done one yet, but it's on my list. I did make a neck warmer for Tord, so he's happy. This is the new playground we got. We had some Americans over here with a seminar, so for a little while we had 2 saunas on this beach. Those are gone now. We want to keep them though. But there you are. We're having beautiful weather today. I think I'll go sit at the picnic table over there and see if we can look at color work a little bit. Well, beautiful until it starts raining. Don't look at the mud. Turns out the playground behind me has been a new favorite hotspot for Instagram people to take selfies with this in the background. Okay, so it's only a little bit wet. This will be interesting. So today I'm going to play with color work. I saw it was a hot topic. I didn't get to go too much in it because I had to make a sample to start with. But we shall see. Okay, so I need 2 needles for, I don't have to have 2 needles for this, but it's a hair easier if you do. Let's see. Lots of pink mood in Kiwi's blanket. I like it. And Amaro's here, by the way. She made it all the way from Belgium. She's trying made a tiny pink pouch in cotton tryout. Nice job. And Susan Youngman is here. She says, late, but she got here. No, you're just fine. And Heidi Lisette is here. Oops. It's sunny in Frankfurt. Heidi is in Trøndelag. Feels like a summer dog. Good temperature. I almost used a picture of the other Heidi today too on the front of this. Albert said he saw that Folkehøgskolen was here visiting Gudvangen. Yep, they came for the market, and Stig was supposed to make it, but Stig, their teacher, got a flat tire, so they sent the other one, I forget his name, offhand, but he was here before with Stig originally. So this is like this kind of, I chose not the nicest of stitch. I'm using I like to say the American kitey, but it's actually kite stitch, because my yarn is so thin, and I didn't want to just do finish 2+2, but I also wanted to see the effect it would have if it was speckling. And you can, with the different, I am not too pronounced at this yet because I would think that these were supposed to hide more, this blue dots here, than they did, but they might look more impressive on the back side. Don't know. But it all depends on where you connect. Dogmoon, yeah, Dogmoon was there. Thank you. I forgot his name suddenly. Okay, so for this one, I am burying the blue, or the gray actually, and needle binding with the brown. So I just have to put the brown on my needle. Let's see. Interesting doing this through a phone. And if you're not familiar with kite stitch, it is Russian 1 + 2 + 1, I believe. But I'm doing an F2 join, just to be geeky about it. So you keep this yarn forward. Then I do my stitch, which is, 2 away, pick up the 4th, and then go back out again. But then before I go all the way through these two, like finish stitch, I pick up that one and then go through. And if you do this in a different spot, just do it all the time, and maybe this little bit will look different. And I did this in a hurry, so I'm pretty sure I have a couple of mistakes. Okay, and I'm going to do this till I get to the end of the brown. Oh, this is not easy to see through the phone. I can't see my fingers, I can only see the phone. Okay. Maybe I should have done more. Let's see. I think I have to look through around my phone for this, and hopefully it stays, my finger stays in shot. Okay, try it again. F2. Pick up 2 and 3. Go behind number 4. Back out 2 and 3. Pick up this one, or just carrying it basically, and then back as normal. Do it a couple more. I think maybe 3 more. So if you haven't tried this stitch, it's quite fun. It's use a thin yarn anyway, and it makes it quite dense. Oops, pick up and then finish the stitch. Now I did do 1 row without the brown on there just to get set up. If I ever do finish this, I'll sew it this way and turn it into a pouch. Let's see, there, and pick it up and then go through. Oops, it has to stay behind my needle. It's sitting in a puddle of water, so that's going to be fun later when I switch colors again. So I'm doing F2. Pick up loops 2 and 3. Go behind loop 4 and then back out 2 and 3. Pick up or carry my yarn and then go through. This is a bit like you would carry yarn in crochet. It depends on which point you carry it at. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 more because I want my first stitch with gray to be when the yarn is the F2 is completely gray. Just because, no other reason. So here I'll have 2, see, like that. So I want it to both be gray before I switch. It's just going to be my way of remembering when I switched colors. And then pick up there, carry the yarn, and then go through. But I'm not going to finish completely. I'm going to end it just like this. So I didn't go under these 2. Pull it through. And then I'll attach the yarn for this one. This is where I could have a second needle going, but I think for the sake of not letting my wood needle sit in a puddle of water, I'm going to continue using this one. The bone one, my other one, the bone one, can handle sitting in the water. Okay, so we loop that on. Okay, so now with this one, I'm going to finish it off. You don't want to pull it too tight because it'll get dense. So now I finished it off. Yeah, same side of the thumb there. Okay, and then you can check that it's not pulled too tight here just by stretching it out. Then you start your next stitch. Let's see, 2 away. carry the brown and then go through. Let's see. I think I might have done that one wrong. Hang on a minute. I think I forgot to flip this one up. There we go. Good catch, Karin. Okay. Sorry, I can go through 2 and 3. There we go. That's better. And then carry this one and then go through. But before I pull it all the way tight, I want to make sure that I give it one more tug so that this isn't too tight on the inside, otherwise your work will get tugged together. And then finish it just enough. And then continue as normal. Picking up or carrying the brown every time instead of the gray. So I hope that shows up well because I have to hold my head around the camera to see my fingers. But you get the idea, and where you start on this next row will play a difference, or with this next color anyway, will show a difference as to where it's at too. But I guess the first fun thing would be to do is don't try to make a vertical stripe. Just change the colors every now and then just for fun, just randomly, just to get an idea of when the actual color comes through, because the stitch you use is going to change the look of this as well. It'll affect how much of this shows. It may not show at all if I have a different stitch like finish 2 + 2. But for this one, and picking it up or carrying it just before I go forward is actually showing a little bit. And then carry the brown and then finish. So this is the one I wrote on the description there. I don't know if you saw it. There's one I have very little practice with, and that is this one. But it's fun to try, and I have to, got to learn new things. But I should play with it a bit more. I'm not sure if this carry method was the best method for it, but you can see my stripe is now going to be this way. It'll be a little zigzaggy, but it'll be going vertical if I kept doing that. And of course, sometimes the back side, depending on the stitch, might look a little bit more smooth, although I think I might have, either I screwed something up here or it's just showing up more. You can also completely cut the yarn and then just pull it underneath like I did here in the very beginning. I just dragged yarn through, although I think I skipped something there. But it's an idea of, anyway, as to how to change colors. And you could just do it randomly and see what happens, like I said. Hey, Arlene made it, and Shepherdess is here. Rainy there where you are? Yep. Max is here. Sorry I'm late, Max. I'm playing with colors in the kite stitch, by the way, if you're asking. But this is the one I'm not too familiar with. And again, like I said, if I did this stitch with finish 2 + 2 or something instead of kite, it would, it might show a little differently here. And it also depends where you carry the yarn. Audra's here as well. Ah, press like, thank you. 9 degrees where she is, she's up in northern Norway, or more north than here anyway. Raymond says, sure it is. I've had a go at this color swatching before. It became a jumbled mess and I have to try it again. You might be more primed for it now. My mom tried to teach me how to knit. I can do this way. I could talk to you here. So my mom tried to teach me how to knit when I was 7. My mom's an expert knitter. She teaches advanced knitting. She's even actually got I don't know if it's a master's degree. You can't really call it that, but you have to actually go through this whole testing thing where you deliver samples of different stitches and in cables and whatever. And she's passed it all with flying over, so she is a certified advanced knitter or pro expert knitter. And she's trying to teach me this when I'm 7, and I just can't get it. And maybe it was because I was trying to do the American way of knitting. The American way of knitting is you have, let's see, you have your 2 needles, and you throw the loop yarn, and then you finish, and then you throw the loop, and then you finish. Whereas in knitting, you hold the yarn in this hand, and you pick it up, or Norwegian or European way of doing it, you pick up the yarn. There is no throwing. So maybe it's because I was learning how to throw it that I just couldn't get it. So that ended up going against the wall, and a lot of swear words were said, and at 7, I was pretty impressed, actually. Couldn't get it. 25, I've come to Norway. Mother-in-law teaches me, and I just got it no problem. And all of a sudden, I started knitting quite a bit until my arms started killing me. And my mom says, or my mom says, no, she must have been a better teacher, or maybe it was the way of knitting, but then the mother-in-law says, no, she was just moeden for that. What is it? She was ready to learn it. So there you go. So you want to try it again, because if you didn't get it the first time and end up as a jumbled mess, Raymond, you might be ready. You might be moeden for that. You might be ready for it now. So you never know. But I should play with this some more, because it's a really cool effect, but it's going to be different, like I said, if I use a different stitch, or where I choose to carry the other color, or where I choose to start. So I was choosing to start when I had the F1 and 2 was the same color, but if I waited, when I did it was at the split, it would push it a little bit over there instead. So next one we can try is spiral before I go in. I might be moeden. I have no idea how the spelling, M-O-D-E-N. It's one of those things that you say in Norwegian. But I think it just means, oh, somebody help me, I've been living in this country too long. Not your prime for it, but you're ready for it, or you're mature enough to handle it. I don't know. Somebody define moeden, M-O-D-E-N. Moeden. And then I'll get some more yarn here. We'll look some more out at the fjord. This way. You can see the waterfall. Soon we're going to have snow on that mountain straight ahead of us. So now I've done this one before on here, and I'll show you again. And then it's a spiral. I just have to get my yarn ready for it. I didn't have it out. Oh yeah, no, I did have some. Ah, crap, I forgot to bring it. I had some of Lila's plant dyed yarn that I was thinking about trying with this one. So this will be a spiral, round start spiral. I've showed people this before. Something like this. This is a spiral with 3, one dark blue, or let's see, dark brown, light brown, and blue spiraling, but I'm just going to do 2. But this is another way of doing striping without having, it's a fun way of doing striping without having a little jog where you just changed your color suddenly and did another row, and then, because if you do that where you change your color, say you're going along with the blue and then you change it, you just suddenly change it by splicing on a different color, you'll have a jog that'll look a bit like these when you just suddenly change the color. So one way to avoid that, so you have clean stripes, is to do a spiral instead. I wonder if I'll ever be moeden for Omani stitch, says Kiwi. You know, I don't think the world is ready for that stitch. It's hard. I still haven't made anything with it more than just some samples. I started a bag once, a little bag, but I usually get kind of tired of that stitch about after, I don't know, a couple of rounds. I did a round start in it. That took a lot. It's a really tall stitch, by the way, so it took like something like 40 stitches just to get one turn. And I've done straight pieces with it, but that's not for the faint of heart. Okay, so now I got my gray, I got my brown. I'm starting with way too much color because I'm stupid. Or way too much lazy man's thread. Okay, so we'll start with brown. I am prime bunny to be moeden. You could be moeden bunny. But it's like when something is primed, then it's ready. Let's see, a little bit lower. Okay, so for this one, thin yarn, let's go with finish 2+2. So I'm probably gonna need 1,000,000 of these. I need 4 for finish 2+2. I'm afraid if I used Oslo this yarn, it would make it look so lacy you wouldn't be able to see anything. Okay, 1, 2. Finish 2+2 is just like Oslo, but you take 2 away and go forward 2. If you didn't know. So 1, 2, 3 in the 4th loop, you're taking the 2nd and 3rd, or 3rd and 4th away from you and going towards you, the 1st and 2nd. So what are we going to do when it's dark outside and we can't be outside anymore? We need some fun entertainment for inside. I know there's been mention of a green screen. I would love to have the setup for that, but I don't. But we could always maybe do some filter background. That could be fun. If YouTube lets me do it. I know Zoom does, but we'll find something. I like Karl's solution to full phone. I ran out of space on my phone, so he thinks I should buy a new one. It would be easier to just, I don't know, empty my phone, delete some stuff, transfer some photos, back up some things, increase my iCloud storage. And just buy a new phone. That's easier. Let's see. So it takes me about 14 of this stitch to make a circle lay flat for some reason in my gauge. So I'll start with 7, half of that for one color. Let's see, I think that's somewhere around 7. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, close enough. And I should have given myself a longer tail, but oh well. Okay, so now I got one done. We're gonna set it aside. And then I'll make another one just like it out of the gray, which I stupidly grabbed too much yarn. I can split it, there we go. So who's done spirals before? They're so much fun, but this is a round start spiral. We can do a flat start spiral on maybe next week. For example, if you were going to start with the open end of the sock and make a spiral that way, that would be like a kind of a flat spiral. But if you were to start at the toe end of his sock, then you do a round start like this one. There we go, 4. There we go. Sometimes the work wants to ride around the thumb and you have to yell at it and push it back into place. Spiralers are one of my favorite things to do though with a hat or something, because for some reason it seems like I'm having issues here. For some reason it seems like it goes faster. It's the same amount of stitches, so it doesn't necessarily go any faster, but it just feels like it does. And I don't know if it's because I have one row constantly trying to catch up to the other row, or I would actually think it would take a hair longer because you have to rethread your needle every time or pick up a different one. Susan says, I've done 2 spiral hats, never 3. I have to try that. You can do it the exact same way. So in this case, you would, if to do 3, start with 3 of them, you would need to divide your start number by 3 instead of by 2. And then you do this